What's up, y'all? This is Jeffery at Jeffery TV coming to you live on Memorex from the ultimate remote location default route. Let me start by saying I love this raggedy ass city. I love this raggedy ass city so much. And let me instantly go into a clarification of what I just said. I can say that because I was born and raised here and I truly love the place, and I'm being tongue-in-cheek about it, but there's so much truth in it that can't be denied. In fact, there's so much truth in me calling this place Raggedy that if you were to put the word Raggedy in the contract, you might even be able to get sued because it's such an understatement. Raggedy might be such an understatement regarding certain parts of this town that it could probably be considered misrepresentation of actual property or characteristics of said entity. And let me also say this, and I want to clarify two parts of it. And I was just thinking, okay, I have to remember it's only parts of the city that are underdeveloped and deteriorating and all that. And fortunately or unfortunately, it's the parts that are most precious to me, the parts where I grew up in, the parts that I spent my most time, that seem to be just not keeping up with the times. But even having said that, I took a drive today in the rain. It's cold, it's gray. Let me see, look, this is like, it's 4 o'clock, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This is about as light as it's gonna get. Cold, gray, overcast. I think my body is adjusted because it's probably 34 degrees out here. It was snow and rain, sleet, whatever was going on. And I'm not cold, I'm not cold. I got on like 4 layers on my upper body with just regular jeans and pants and socks and tennis shoes out here, but I'm not cold, to the point of shivering. I'm not as cold as I feel like I'm cold when I'm sitting in my own goddamn living room in California and it's 60 degrees outside and I'm sitting there cold, whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to clarify that because there are certain parts of this town that, it's just, it's developed, it's happening, it's exciting, and to a large degree, because it's not California, in the old industrial, historical, kind of authentic, kind of Ohio, Midwestern feel. I really like that. I really like that. Hey, I think I got the volume too loud. I should stop and check it. Well, maybe I should turn the volume down some. But we're just gonna shoot this and see. So I just want to clarify that. Everybody can't call this place Raggedy. I can because I was born and raised here and I love it. And even the parts that are raggedy, I gravitate to, because I said the parts that are raggedy are parts that I actually grew up in. The parts that are most precious to me. And I'm walking now towards Boardman, closer to Boardman. And it's not so much where I spent time. I spent time out here, in passing, but bulk of my stay was on the south side, on Dewey Avenue, between Dewey, Cleveland School, Hillman, in that area, Chicago Playground. Every now and then, walking back and forth to St. Pat's, walking to Cardinal Mooney. Like that. So Boardman was always there. And, because we talked the way we talk back here, that's where the white folks was. Boardman was where the white folks was. Some people actually use the word hunkies. I don't hear the word hunky till I come back here. And I don't hear it that much anymore back here, in fact. Them hunkies. Like George Jefferson on the Jefferson, he said honky. Honky. But it's racial back here. It's definitely racial. This is a lot of Trump territory, and these are the kind of Trump people. And I definitely I resonate with them to a large degree, maybe a large, I don't know. From what I hear and what I see about the whole MAGA, Trump, Republican, blah, 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 number one, I'm definitely, if I had to vote, I have to vote Republican. More and more I find myself, I'm Republican. I'm just Republican. Even with the God religion thing that the Republicans have, where the Democrats try to keep things more secular, I'm just, the values of the Republican Party, seem to resonate more with me than the values of the Democratic Party. And that might just be because of the way the pendulum has swung. The pendulum has swung so far left now that, they, I guess, gather so much momentum and, arrogance or whatever, to the point, they're just irritating and aggravating. It's just too much. And maybe the right has become more restraint and quote unquote docile and more, not appealing, but more accepting and more passive in a way. But of course people are gonna say, passive you mean they stormed the January 6th, they stormed that. Of course you're gonna have, extremes on both sides. And of course you're always gonna find an instance that, that will contradict any narrative you have about anything. But maybe, since the left was so overbearing and so much in power and took over the media and everything, that the right, kind of pulled back a little bit. And maybe that pullback makes it more appealing. But also definitely fiscally, I'm definitely fiscally conservative, and that's more towards the Republican side. But anyway, so I kind of resonate with the people back here. I mean, we call black people because we got hunkies and some niggas back here, and people still think white people can't stand black people. I don't know what white people think back here, but a lot of the black people still hold on to that. Whitey hate us, can't trust the white man this, white man that. Now turn around, your goddamn Jesus white. Your religion that you pray to every 6 seconds and in every waking moment was given to you by that white man. I don't want to get into it, but you see what I'm saying? But I just live it back here. This rural small town, just the bricks, the industry, the way things built back here, the rain, the weather. I just do. I love it. I love this raggedy old city. I really, really do. I really, really do. So I'm still adjusted to the time thing. So we fly in, I fly in. I work Friday, 12 to 6. I get off at 6. I'm working it, getting things ready. 6 o'clock come, call the Uber. Uber comes, give me Uber was like $25, mind you, when it's usually only 12. Might have been peak or whatever. But anyhow, Uber came, got me, took me to the flyway, flew all night, flew to Vegas, got into Vegas, waited an hour, jumped the plane from Vegas to Cleveland, because there's no more. All those good flights I used to get from LAX to Pittsburgh and LAX directly to Cleveland, they ain't there no more. Got layovers now. In Vegas or some other place. And the prices is cheap. I think it might be because of what Spirit Airlines is going through. But what was I gonna say? I was just thinking because I was walking. I got distracted. I was walking. This dude was walking by me. He was like, "Oh, nice selfie stick." He looked to me like just a regular, kid out here. But he seemed to be really open to talking. He kind of slowed down, thinking his instinct pieces. Kind of wanted to strike up a conversation. He just might have been, out here looking for somebody to talk to. He said, "Nice tripod." I was like, "Yeah, I ain't trying to, I just kind of played him off." And I was thinking, well, maybe, he's probably a nice guy. He might have been a murderer. He might have been in the Klan. I don't know. But see, back here, back, I say, he was probably going to take you back to the hideout, and the rest of his friends was going to lynch you after they cut off your balls. But, I'm just thinking, how he seemed like he stopped and wanted to talk about stuff. Well, I don't know. I mean, I was trying to get my selfie sticker thing to work because the app started acting funny. I'm ready to put my gloves on, I think. No, I'm good. I can turn around now. But since I'm here, I might as well walk to the top. I'm just barely trying to get my 10,000. Then I'm like, get my 10,000, take my ass back home. Cause I was ready, okay, I was thinking, so I got in Saturday and we fly into Cleveland, and for whatever reason, or something happened to where, hell, I gotta put my gloves on. I gotta put my gloves on. Let me see what we can do here. I gotta put my gloves on. I'm gonna see if I can hook this up so you can see something while I'm doing it. You can watch me. I guess I can put it over there too. Yeah, so we get to Cleveland, and then they used the wrong ice retardant in Cleveland. And so we couldn't land there, so we had to go to Detroit. We fly to Detroit. Detroit of all places. You know, I might be trying to get to Detroit for whatever reason. People play Detroit. People got a three-show run, and it's in Chicago, Detroit, and Cleveland. And I was thinking about trying to make it to that. Thinking about trying to make it to that Detroit show. Okay, that's Detroit. So we just have to divert to Detroit, and we just diverted there just to get a gate and turned back and went right back around, went back to Cleveland. We probably could have stayed, you know, flying around Cleveland, but we didn't have enough gas. So we get back late. Jesse there to pick me up. He's cool. He was hanging out, you know, for an hour and so. I was late, you know, so he picked me up, scooped me up. We roll out and all that. And I get to my daughter's house at about 10:30, 11. Now I'm thinking they sleep till 1. So usually if I landed at 7, I should have made it to her house by 8. I could have got some sleep in. But no, as soon as I walk in there, I hear it upstairs. Boom, 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 walking around. Ah! And here she comes, giving me her pacifier. I said, yeah. You know, so here she comes, because if she up, if it's awake, it's on. If it's awake, it's on. And like I said, sometimes it feels like she actually terrorizing you, but she just wants actual engagement. You know, she just wants to be actually engaged and actually, you know, curious and all that. Curious about, you know, what's going on. You know, authentic, just life. You know, want to participate in life, and you know, as far as she goes, you know, we're it. You know, that's what we're here for, to help her participate in life. So, you know, you kind of don't want to turn it off. You know, you want to keep her energy going, because it's, you know, it's rather precious. But it'll wear you out. It don't stop. It'll wear you out. So here she comes. So that means I done flew all night. You know, I got a few hours sleep. Granted, I got a few hours sleep on the plane. I can't really tell how much. You know, it's hard to say. You know, it's hard to say how much I got. But I did get a little bit of rest on the plane. So, and I knew I got in here, she come, boom, 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 and even my daughter got up. I'm like, okay. So I ain't gonna get no sleep. And we having a lasagna dinner over Terry and Joe's house, you know, at 5:30. And I'm looking at the clock, figuring this out, figuring that out. You know, this wasn't gonna happen. So on the way in, I was like, you know, Jesse, I gotta get something put something on my stomach, because I hadn't eaten since day 4. So stopped by Wendy's and got a Baconator single, fries, drink. You know, just put something in my stomach, maybe lay down, or at least put something in my stomach until, you know, we eat the lasagna and stuff. So she hit, you know, and that's it. Granddaughter's up. Granddaughter's ready. It's granddaughter time. And last night I hit the wall. I was like, I am exhausted. I can't. And the people just talking, and the people are my daughter, and they just loud and telling stories, and, you know, just doing you know, toddler stuff with her. And I was like, I can't. I can't. I've been up for like 24 hours straight, and you know, I just hit the moment where I just need to rest. And I was thinking, it's rare that I kick them out and say, hey, I need some time, I gotta go. I don't think I've done that. I don't think I've done that. And that's something that I can legitimately do. I mean, you know, that's not out of bounds to say, hey, y'all, I need some time. I need a moment. Can y'all give me a moment? You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But, and yes, last night was the time I should have done it, but I just let them wait, you know. They went on and went on, you know, I spent time. I'm just thinking, well, they'll be sleeping a little bit, then I can, because I was exhausted. I was like kind of sitting there, and the noise and the talking. She blowing this little kazoo thing. My daughter's talking, you know, it was fun stuff. But I'm like, oh, why y'all in my room? Even though this is your room in your house. But, you know, that's just, you know, part of being who I am and what I am. So, you know, they finally got to sleep. And I slept till like 11:30. I think I know it wasn't 2 o'clock in the morning. So I had to sleep 8-9 hours. But I ain't done that in a long time. I woke up, looked at the clock, you know, because, you know, the 3-hour difference, I don't know what time it is. The 3-hour difference, you know, my body is still kind of this way or that way. I rolled over, it was 11:30, which is really only 8:30 in California time. But if I went to bed if I went to sleep at 1:30, 2 o'clock, that's like going to sleep at 11 p.m. and not waking up until 8-9 hours. And I usually don't sleep that much, but I guess I was tired. Woke up feeling good though. Woke up feeling good. And of course my daughter worked nights, and so they late night people. Granddaughter be up 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and they sleep until like 1 p.m. Their sleep schedules just shifted, that's all. So here she comes, 11:30, 12, you know, right on time, come right into the door. Grandfather, wake up. I'm like, okay. I was like, turn the light on. There she go, standing there, ready to go. Standing there with something in her hand, some kind of toy or something, just ready to go, you know, ready to start it off. And sure enough, and she's going to her father's house, so, you know, he had to get her ready, and I'm up and I'm doing this, and she saw I had my laptop sitting up, so she sat in the chair, you know, trying to act like she not playing with the laptop and all that. So I put the laptop on, I put the camera on, so she could see herself and, you know, do a little whatever she do with the videos on and watch her play and record her. You know, and it just, you know, go through like that, and she talking. And one thing I will say now, as she get older, she real comfortable using the word grandfather now. She's real comfortable with me, I noticed. I've been here less than a day, and much more comfortable, much more touching me, much more grabbing me, much more engaging with me, like I'm one of them. Like I'm one of them, meaning her mother, her father, or grandmother. You know, she actually, I'm like almost in the inner circle, and I don't know if I want to be. I like that little professional distance that I used to have from her. But now she just walk in, grab my leg, or just grab my shirt. You know, that kind of comfortable grandfather. You know, and you know, it's endearing, and it's something that I'm probably bragging about, even though I'm putting it this way. But still, there's something about it. I mean, because you know about me and attachment, I'm just not about being attached to anything or anybody. But that's your granddaughter. I don't care. This is Jeffery. Nothing is above Jeffery. Nothing is above Jeffery, this person I'm talking about here. And there's nothing I love more than being Jeffery. That's how much respect I have for her. But that doesn't mean I disrespect other people. That means I don't like other people. That doesn't mean I hate anything or anything like that. It's just that me, the time I have with me is just so precious. And I just wasn't built or raised or created to share so much of myself with other people. I was almost raised that people share with me. I walk in the room, I'm like the pretty cat I'm like the pretty cat that walks in the room. Just from experience, it knows everybody wants to pet me. So it'll walk up to strangers and brush up against them, you know, look at a stranger like, you know, you want to pet me. Go on, go ahead, I permit you. You know, that's me. You know, I've never been that person looking for that kind of attention or whatever. Maybe because I always had it, and maybe because I know what comes with it, the obligation that comes with it. That's why I keep it distant. But, you know, it's cool. She come in there, and, you know, it wasn't like we wasn't close before, whatever close means. You know, she's still, you know, completely comfortable, come banging on my door, come running in the room, whatever I'm doing. I'm here. Let's do something. Let's engage. Let's do something, you know. She always had that. And now I know it's more and more. She's like grabbing my leg, grab my shirt, you know, playfully. Not like, that's another thing too. I take the stuff she do personally. I definitely take it personally. If she like stomp her foot or do something, you know, if I watch her reactions, I take that stuff personally. I'm like, it triggers me. Before I can even think about it, I'm like, what? You know, maybe because that's the way I was raised. You know, we wasn't even allowed to talk back. We wasn't even allowed to answer questions we was asked. We had to, somebody asked you a question, parent asked you a question, you had to not make eye contact. Without making eye contact, ask them, am I allowed to ask that question? And then you got to wait for their response, then you answer the question. Not nowadays, you know, that engagement is complete, and it's new, and it's modern, and it's changed, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Yeah. See, now I got my gloves on. Oh, it did it. Oh, okay. I got these gloves on, and I actually was able to do something on the screen with them. Okay, I like that. That worked. I'll take it. I'll take it. See, it flipped. I didn't think it was gonna flip with my gloves on. All right. So, you know, it's good being back here. I really do. And then we went over my ex-wife, Terry and Joe's house, just hanging out with them. Just Ohio people. You know, just basic Ohio people. You know, there's not a lot of that glitz, and, you know, a lot of y'all folks I hang out with from all over the country in the music industry, you know, we done flew here, we done flown there, you know, we hanging out this, you know, running backstage, blah, 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 you know all y'all. Front row, y'all know how y'all. There's a floss, and there's a eliteness almost to that side of my life. You know, musicians and people are, you know, it's like not eliteness, but, you know, there's an extra layer of sophistication, you know, on that more city-fied lifestyle, especially in the entertainment industry. A lot of people, you know, I hang out and do with our entertainment industry. And there's a refinedness, and there's just a whole thing to it. You know, not so much back here. It's simplistic. It's God, football, kid, family, and alcohol. God, football, family, alcohol, or sports, you know what I mean? PTA, schools, and all that. You know, and it's refreshing. It really is refreshing. And I love it back here. I just love the way, you know, you look around, you see all these buildings are only like one floor high. They're not built so high, you know, spread out like older, it's the 1970s, 1960s, 70s kind of style of plazas, buildings and all that. You know, I just, see, this is a new one, but even it is kind of adhering to, you know, that brick kind of, you know, style of build, and I like seeing the older legacy style buildings that been renovated or redeveloped and repurposed. You can still see the original architecture, and the trees losing all their leaves, and the raininess and humidity. Even though it may be like 30 degrees out here, don't feel like it. Oh, I just love this stuff so much. I really do. And I'm blessed, highly favored, whatever. I know I got the shit going on good. I know I got it. Every time I come back here, I say to my daughter, the one thing about my daughter, Me and her speak the same language. Me and her can speak the same language. Me and my son don't speak the same language. Me and her mother, me and my ex-wife, don't speak the same. No, we don't speak the same language, but she's been with me long enough to understand it, and I'm long enough to understand her. And we just like on two different, we just come at it in two different ways, to a degree. You know, but me and my daughter, we just cut like almost from the same mold. And that's probably why the only two pictures of the people I have in my house is of my father and of Kimberly. That's where, you know, even though my father was the one, you know, don't be acting a fool. Hell, he was like, don't wear red. You know, he was really conservative. There's a part of me that has that strict routine and discipline that I just love so much, that the funky side of me loves to contradict. But I can, you know, if I break it down to all the I's dotted, all the T's crossed, and a discipline and an integrity and just a strong, not routine, but discipline is the word. You know, and the way he talked, and the way he handled things, the directness, and the way things happen. Like if I was to ask him for money or something, I got to present to him a plan. I got to tell him why I want the money, what I'm gonna do with the money, what I expect the money to end up doing. You know, and if, you know, and then it got to the point where I just stopped saying I'll pay it back. You know, it's like, who we fooling, you know? And so I got to lay him out what I'm gonna do, you know, what my strategy is, and that's the way me and my daughter communicate. You know, that's why I be gambling. You know, she my bookie. Back here, the gambling is legal. Back here, weed and gambling is legal. Recreational weed and recreational gambling. Which I don't know why they did that to these people. Can't do that in California. But we got recreational weed though, but you know, you know, me and her gamble and we do transactions. That's the word. Me and her do carry out transactions flawlessly. There is no or maybe none of that. I don't play that. I don't play that. If you say this is the way it happens. And if it don't happen that way 2 times, that's on me. We're done. Nope. That's why probably shouldn't say that I don't deal with my son that way. They think the transactions didn't go through the way I thought they should for whatever reason. And they weren't handled the way that I thought appropriate. So I watch the transactions and business interactions I do with that man. It's 2 different people. And it's only because they're just 2 different people and we need all kinds. Not one is better than the other. Subjectively, I like one, you know, I prefer one more than the other because it's more my style, but I also know that we need all kinds. And it would not surprise me at all. It would not surprise me that one bit if it's people like him, or him in fact, that will actually change the world. They will actually do something to make, you know, severe change to the world. It could be that my discipline and my adherence to protocol and all that, deep down keeps me locked in a box, even though I'm thinking, you know, I'm all out here thinking liberally, I didn't mean I want to use the word liberally, but you know what I mean. I'm thinking all out the box, and modern and progressive, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't like them words. But I'm just to say out the box, just to say I'm thinking out the box. You know, people love their uptown pizza back here too. People love their pizza back here. There's a lot of pizza places. In fact, I was saying today that I need to try Cornersburg. I need to try Cornersburg pizza. It's been years, decades since I had Cornersburg. You know, I gotta give it a try. I think I tried Pizza Joe's. I think I tried Cochia's Pizza, whatever it's called, Cochia's Pizza, Coco's. You know, of course I do my Wedgwood. I stopped doing the Belleria because the word got out. I had a bad experience with Belleria. And then I had another one, and the word got out that you gotta watch which Belleria you go to because they're different. I'm supposed to go to the one downtown, like on Wick Avenue or Logan. That's supposed to be the good one. And, you know, so I'm trying something. There's a bunch of them back here. A lot of pieces of pudding, a lot of pieces of pudding. The Wedgwood right now, you know, Wedgwood, that's what I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years every time I come back here. And I probably would have got one today, except for we got a lot leftover lasagna. So what I did was I went and got some Polish kielbasa to put on lasagna, because my ex-wife made some lasagna, and I walk in there, right? Now I'm looking at this, I don't know, I'm not a culinary expert, I don't cook. These people can cook, you know, I mean, these people cook. In fact, when I come back there, and I told them, I said, y'all, it's like the only people I ever ask for anything. You know, I don't be asking people for stuff. But when I come back there, I like expect or look to always, you know, I expect or look to, you know, experiencing, I call it the resort, experiencing their food and hospitality. And I told them, I don't ask nobody for nothing other than y'all. That's just the way I am, you know. So yesterday she made this, and I'm looking at this thing, right? It's a big tinfoil thing, lasagna in it. And the thing is like 10 inches deep. It's like 9, 10 inches deep. And I'm like, wait a minute. How's the lasagna gonna get all, you know, casserole kind of, you know, texture where you can cut it on the top? What's gonna happen at the bottom? That ain't gonna cook. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute, that ain't gonna cook. And I'm thinking that to myself, you know, I ain't saying that out loud, because like I said, these people know what they're doing usually. But I was right. So I ended up bringing some lasagna goop, you know, home, because it's still good. Like I said, they can cook. So the cheese taste, the ricotta cheese taste, and the sauce, everything was slamming. It's just there was no consistency to it. Definitely couldn't cut it. It was more like a goop, not even a soup. It was more like a goop. And it's hard to get noodles. The noodles wasn't there, and the meat, you know, but the cheese, the combination of the taste is tremendous. I'm like, ugh. So I bought a bunch of that home. So I said, well, all I need to do is get some meat, some Polish kielbasa, and put it in there, and we good to go. And maybe some noodles. But I said, I'm before going to the noodles, I'm just gonna do the, you know, the meat. So I got some Polish kielbasa with the sparkle today. Got some Polish kielbasa. I got some chicken while I was there. And let me say too, again, full disclosure, see if I can switch the camera. See if it's gonna let me switch the camera. It did. Let me switch the camera with the gloves on. Because I want y'all to see my face. I went to the Sparkle Market on Meridian Road in Austintown, I believe. I didn't go to the one on South Avenue. I didn't. And it was my first time, and I did it deliberately. I did not go to the one on South Avenue. I mean, the one on Meridian, the new one I went to, you know, it's bigger, brighter, cleaner, you know, better cashiers, more modern. This, you know, it's not old school. It doesn't have that old school neighborhood feeling to it. But I'll tell you one thing about that goddamn blend. The potato chip aisle was depleted. The potato chip aisle was depleted. My God. Just for the potato chips, I would go back on South Avenue. Just for the potato chip selection, and, you know, cheese corn and honey barbecue and Snyder's and onion rings, you know, all that. Cheese popcorn, I said already. You know, all that. Wise, Hanover. What other ones they had? Snyder's. There was another kind they had that's over there. I forget. The one on South Avenue got a serious potato chip aisle. You know I don't play with my potato chips. Plus they also be having my t-shirts over there. Somebody be making t-shirts. They be having them for sale over there. You know, so I might stop by back. Come on, let's be real. I might have to stop by back and say hi to the people. Say hi to the people and go back there to the chicken with the ants crawling on it. You know. I didn't even get ham salad. I didn't get ham spread this time. See, I went to the new one and didn't get ham spread. If I would have went to the old one, that would have been the first thing I'd have done. If I'd have went to the old, That would have been the first thing I would have done. Oh, so, because I'm trying to keep my eating down. Because last night I got on the scale and it was 213.2. I got my 10,000 steps in, barely. Me and granddaughter made this walk yesterday, but I ate a lot, and hopefully there'll be some digestion processes and other things, because I ate a 213, it was a 213.2 last night, and I went and got me a piece of cake and ate a zero bar. Because the Sparkle Market at the new place did have zero candy bars, and so I got like 4 of them. I love my zero candy bar. But and I had that last night before I went to bed. And you know, I'm laying there, it's like 11:30, 12, I'm thinking it's like 11:30, maybe midnight, or 12:30 or something, I forget, you know what time. I'm wide awake, it's only like, 9:30 to me. But because of travel and stuff, it's all, a certain way. So, that's how that went. And, slept till 11:30. And then, so granddaughter got up, and I'm thinking, I ain't gonna get my steps in today. I'm just going to let today go and make up for it later. I ain't gonna get my steps, I'm just gonna, allow myself not to get my steps in and just let it go. Whatever happens. Oh, my battery power at 15%. All right. So, that should be enough to get it done and get to where I need to get to. Probably could turn down the thing, whatever. But anyhow, dang it. Battery power 15%. I gotta shut it down. Hold on. So, woke up this morning and my daughter was like, all right. She granddaughter to her father's house. I was like, I'll do it. I'll go out and get in the car. Put some clothes on. Just get into motion. Because I'm used to, getting into motion. I'm used to waking up and, doing something. Being in motion. So I was like, okay. So you got granddaughter dressed up, threw in the car, dropped her off over there, and then just kind of rode the Sparkle. Taking my time, taking the long way, looking at things in the rain. Come out of Sparkle, it's like rain sleeting. It's like rain or sleeting or whatever it was. Come out of there, so that we had a little bit of weather, which is cool. And, get in the car. It was just nice to be out in it. And I came back. From Sparkle, I rode, through the city. I didn't take the direct route. Kind of drew through the city, looking at a few things. And, it's good to be out there. I get back, my daughter's actually doing stuff. And then we talk and chatted. I put the kibasi in the air fryer to get it done. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try to go out here and see what I can do with the stash. I said, I'm gonna go out here and just see what happens. I ain't promise you nothing. I ain't gonna promise myself nothing. I'm just gonna go out and see what happens. Man, sure enough, I get out here and I walk the full route. And it's not raining. You can see it's gray this way and that way, but it's not raining. It's not really that cold, so and I'm feeling good. It's Sunday, Pro Bowl probably just started already. I think it's 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3:30. Pro Bowl flag football game probably started. I'm not worried about missing that. So I'm good. Default route, walking past this Cleaners, old school. I just love it. And this old sign up here, welcome, Kent State vets, been there for years. That's where Robert Hall and Kenny Shoes used to be, where I would get my school clothes and stuff from. I'm one of these welcome Kent State vet class, been up here for years. Everybody gonna do nothing with it, and every time I walk past this motel, I said, I wanna check it out to see what it's like. In case I need to book a room. To get some rest. To get away from people. I don't want to say them people because they so cool. I even feel guilty saying them people because, we get along. And I'm not used to getting along with people, flat out. And it's well known, my daughter don't get along with nobody. So, so the fact that I can come back here and stay 2 weeks with them, and they can stay 2 weeks with me, is like a miracle of modern science. or a miracle of modern sociology, whatever. Anyhow, my battery low. All right, I gotta go. So we're going y'all 2 times. For me, for the fun. And for every elementary particle, except for this, any atom in this or any universe that ever was, is, or will be, the totality of it all, theory of universe. Hypothesis of all is one. My name is Jeffrey.